Hello and welcome. My name is Georg Hinkel, and in this short video, I'm going to show you how to use the AnyType with the Tecan SiLA 2 SDK. So for this, let's build on the example that I showed you in earlier examples. So we still have this grid. And the idea for the AnyType is basically instead of a statically known type, we are using also the dynamic client here also in the client. So we are going to return a dynamic. One thing we have to do before is we need to add the dynamic client to all of the projects basically. So I don't have it already, so I'm going to install it. The dynamic client, and we need that for everything. Now, unfortunately, there was a bug in the dynamic client, so the 3.2.1 is not going to work as it was supposed to. So I'm going to download the 3.2.2 and the latest dev version, basically. Okay, and we can also update the other stuff to 3.2.2. Yep. Now, if we have that installed, we can actually say that this say hello returns a dynamic object property. Because we need a using statement for that to integrate that. Okay. And next thing is in the implementation, we have to adapt that as well, of course. So we will implement this, and what we return is a new dynamic object property. I have to put some identifier. I'll just say hello here and don't provide a display name in the description. This is actually, it doesn't really matter because it's going to be ignored anyhow. And then the data type. And the item will be just, okay, we will return just a string. So just a basic type string. Okay. And very important, the value is just say hello to the name. So the normal greeting that we had before. Okay. Actually, yeah, okay, we need to yeah, okay, cool. Next thing is, of course, we need to update the generated code. So I'm going into the package manager console again. SiLA generate server. And then we need to path to the, so first thing we need to build the contracts, of course. And the contracts DLL, and then the second one was the server project, and then the namespace, which was hello SiLA2.server. Okay, and here we are. We have this is the generated feature again. So we still have the say hello command. That takes a name, and the result is a response, which is a greeting, and the data type is any. Okay. So good. So far, so good. So how do we actually work with that? So for that, let me also regenerate the client code. So generate client, and then the path to the feature is the generated feature, and the client is the client CS project. I'm also going to forward the namespace. Okay. Now we still have the same client code. So we are going to find the server via discovery, create a client, and say hello. And the response now is a dynamic object property. We can, of course, also just white line the response, but I'll put a breakpoint here. Okay. And then we can start the server. So let's build the solution first, make sure everything's working. Yeah. And then we can start the server without debug, such that I can use a debugger for the client. And then let's start the client. So we have this 5-second delay for the discovery. And then it's going to hit the breakpoint. And the response now is a dynamic command. It's not going to fetch the identifier that we had basically, because that's not transmitted via SiLA 2, but we have a value, so that we have a type, and that type is a string, and the value is hello client, as we expected, basically. And this works both for not only for responses, it also works for parameters. So we can also just put the just put the dynamic object property as parameters, and that would also work. Yeah, and this is basically how you can work with the AnyType with the Tecan SiLA 2 SDK. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again in the near future. Bye.